And we're on. Hi, it's Louise and Zoe, and we're back with another episode of the Feel Free podcast. Today's episode is all about improving our body image. And just a wee quick reminder, we are recording visually now. We're on YouTube, so if you want to see us, come see us over on YouTube. Yes. Don't forget to make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment down below.
Yes, ring that bell.
Ring that bell. And if you're listening on audio, hello.
Hello. Je m'appelle Louise and Zoe.
Please make sure you review and what's the other thing? Rate 5 stars. 5 stars, people. We're going for the 5-star.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was literally thinking, does she know how to count up to 5 in that? Because I only know is
If it's not, I apologise. I feel like we're getting accents coming on here.
Don't know where they came from. Everybody has pressures on our body, or like, everybody has everyday pressures on body image. What are your thoughts on this?
We all have it. No one is perfect. No one. Like, we have imperfections, and I feel it's something you just need to learn to start loving.
I feel like perfect doesn't exist. That was a phone vibrate, by the way. None of us farted. Just putting that out there. Or did we? If it was, it was Zoe because it was her phone.
What were you saying there?
See what I have to put up with, people. What is your thoughts on the pressures that everybody?
Yeah, we all have pressures. There's a lot that plays on it. Social media, for one. Yeah. There's a big pressure. And it's just learning to change your mindset on how you see yourself.
I think there's always been pressures, like before it was magazines and like the TV, but they always had like that to compare themselves to. But now with social media, it's everybody, you know, so many people are going on and they are editing photos, or you know, lots of people are getting work done as well, which I don't have anything against work done, but you know, it makes you look your best self. We're also more accessible to getting things done, like good skincare, good treatments and stuff. So there's all these kind of things as well. And as well, like for YouTube, you're learning what to eat, exercise, all that kind of thing. So I feel like there's more people that are going to the gym and know what to do at the gym because of these things. Yeah. But I forgot what my point was. Yeah, so I feel like it's always been there, but now it's just kind of like amplified. Everywhere. However, what I will say is that you're seeing a lot more now, a more diverse and more inclusive range of models. Yeah,
than what you used to be. Different shapes, sizes. There's just so many different people, and it doesn't matter if you've got like pigmentation or amputees. Like, I absolutely love it because everything is like included in it. I love that.
It means that you're going to look and you're going to see somebody who you can relate to, whereas not everybody could relate to a 6-foot skinny model. Like, that it didn't fit like the majority of people who were consuming these items. So for that factor, I do quite like it, and I'm liking as well the fact that, see, if any clothing brands start and they're maybe not got a lot of inclusive models, or even their size range is pretty crap, people are calling them out for it. Like, people are got their voice and they're like, no, like, this is what we want to see, and brands are having to go along with it, which is what this is like a good one of the good things I'm seeing. And I think it's because people can interact more through social media and comment and say what their views are on it.
It creates a community, a network of people that all are going through the same thing.
Wouldn't hear what our opinions were.
And it would be in certain shops, sizing would be in different places.
Yeah, like if you're petite or if you are plus size, you're in a corner, and what your choices are of clothing is not what everybody else is.
No. And length as well. Like now you have like your kind of petite and long. Because I've had it where you've ordered clothes and you've tried them on, fits you fine, but length-wise it's like now I have to go and get this took up, now I have to do this, and it is. In certain shops, a different sizing, which I don't like.
No, I don't like it.
Obviously, that's a hard thing because that's a manufacturer issue, but there should be standard size. And I think clothes have got smaller. I think certain sizes have got smaller.
That's been my excuse.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'm just using it as an excuse. But no, I think there is a change in sizing.
Can't get into my jeans anymore. I think sizing's got as well.
But that is social media is a good platform in the sense of that people having a voice. But then it's the other side of everybody sees
comparing
this perfection. And you feel like you should be that size or look that way. And sometimes people are morphing into that one kind of look.
And then there's even people that are changing their body size through apps, and I just feel like if you're constantly going to do that with your photos, personally, like that's not good for somebody's mental health, because then you're comparing yourself to this unattainable image that you're putting out there. So every time you look in the mirror, you're comparing yourself to that, and you're making yourself feel inadequate. And then when you're going out and you're seeing people in public, what's going to be in your head is they're going to think she's not the same as her photo.
She looks different, and in a sense it could be catfishing. And I don't like to say that, but if you're putting photos out there of yourself and you're making yourself smaller, or you're changing, or you've got a filters change your face. If I've got a photo and then you put a filter on, your face instantly changes. Everything kind of gets smaller. It just, you have that perfect look, which is not perfect. You're perfect the way you are, so just deal with that.
Louise farted again.
No, it was not.
We are here to interrupt this broadcast with a fart.
I know I'm farting. It's my phone. People think I'll have like problems, bodily function. Yeah, to the point. Sorry, Bear.
I wish we had like an angle to show us.
I know.
What you were saying?
See, now I'm kind of brain foggy now. What was I saying? Yeah, so we compare ourselves too much to other people, and when you're using certain things, like you said, and you meet people, you're not the same as what you seem in a photo.
No.
Because you've made yourself different. So it is catfishing.
It's not getting comfortable in your own skin, and the thing is like every body is beautiful in its own way. Like, there's not a body that's not. We're all going to have things that we like and things that we don't like. We just focus more on the things that we don't like, and it's changing that.
We're not meant to be the same size.
No.
We're not all meant to be.
That's why I hate seeing
slim.
That thing that you get where you look up like your body weight for your height, and it says if you're in this range,
is that like your BMI?
Then you're in the right weight, or you're overweight, or you're underweight. That doesn't work. You can't do that by size, like by height, because every frame is different.
People are more broader at the shoulders. They may have
if
more.
If you've got a bigger
hips,
frame, you're going to be heavier.
I love seeing though that people are getting more comfortable in their skin. Bear's having a wee.
The quiet point may be over. Please don't go that way. No, Bear, like we're sleeping. Go away. Night night. So, what were we saying?
It's not even just filters or like using apps to change your appearance. It's lighting.
Yeah.
And it can be positioning your angles. He's getting me.
Go sleep. You look like you could do with a nap. What are some of the ways that we can change our mindset on our body image?
not comparing ourselves to other people.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to anybody, because there's no one like you.
You have to learn to love your body, flaws and all. Like,
not just your body though. Like, you have to love who you are.
Yeah, everything about you. But because it's about body image, like, you have to learn to love. Oh yeah, 2 seconds. Yeah, I feel like you need to love change the relationship that you have with yourself in the mirror. And a lot of times, like, when I looked in the mirror personally, like, you would look at things like your cellulite or your lumps and bumps or whatever it was that you felt like you didn't like or that you wanted to change. And instead of hating on these areas, you forget to look at the areas that you're like, oh, like
the areas you
nice.
Like about yourself.
And change, because there's probably more that you like than what you don't like. And then also, when the areas that you don't like, changing the fact of that you're human and learning to accept them, because everybody has these. The idea that people don't have them, it doesn't exist.
No.
Everybody has them, and thanks for that background noise, Bear. That was fantastic. Who was the idiot that thought about bringing in a bone that size? Testing 1, 2. Why did I think this was a wise idea?
Never mind the noise, people.
Because this is life. And it's also as well, like, thinking about your body, what it does for you on the daily.
Yeah, having appreciation for everything that your body does.
And I feel like after Christmas, we can all feel a little bit crap.
Yeah.
Because we've all had a great time.
Eating so much,
drinking so much, and then
lying about.
And you feel, you put on a few pounds, or you're feeling, because you've ate like rubbish foods, like you're feeling a little bit like
rubbish food.
But you know, like food that makes you like with no energy and stuff like that, so you're feeling more lethargic and things like that. But I forget what my point was.
I think good things to do as well is, when you are looking in the mirror, is just telling yourself like you look good, or even leaving notes on the mirror can help, just to give you a wee pick up. And doing it for other people, giving other people compliments also boosts them.
I think one of the worst things as well that we can do is, and I think everybody's been there, you've bought an item of clothing that's maybe not fit you, and you're like, I'll get into that.
Yeah. Especially if there's a sale, because you're like, I want that.
I will fit in
it. It is cheap.
And
give me it.
A lot of time you won't fit into it.
No.
And you then just keep making yourself feel like crap because you can't fit. Instead of getting the size that would fit you and enjoying the item of clothing. Because what does the sizing on the label really matter?
It doesn't.
Really.
It's comfort. Wearing something that you feel good and comfortable in.
And everybody fluctuates as well at times, especially women. And your different times of the month, like, you can literally go up a dress size.
The bloating that you can have, yeah.
And it's just like, and I used to, like, when I bloated, like, when it was my time of the month, that's when I was more likely to be negative about my body, instead of just being like, what, my body's doing this amazing thing every month. Why am I hating on it? Because it's retaining a bit of water. It'll be gone in a few weeks. Like,
you don't tell yourself that at the time. You're not thinking that, are you?
It does feel uncomfortable and stuff like that. But it's then thinking about what your body's. This is going to be noisy right through this, isn't it? You're going to hear him.
He's actually not too bad. He's just very cute.
So we've all been there where we squeeze ourselves into an item of clothing that we want to wear.
Yes.
Knowing fine well that we have no business being in this item of clothing.
No.
And this happened to me. It was years ago. And actually, Levy, who was on the podcast, I'm sure she was there. And we were all out a night out. and I wanted to wear these red jeans that Dad at one point fit me, but my butt had become a wee bit too too big for those for those red jeans.
She got a booty.
I was squished in, shall we say, but I was like, not where you lie down
and you get the wee tummy rolls
and you just get the button fastened, and I thought, whoo, done. So anyway, we're out and we were at this club. I can't even remember what the club was, but we were dancing, right? And now the Christina Aguilera slut drop, we ended up doing it, and as I dropped down, I just felt this big bit of air right in my butt, and I just remember, I'm sure it was Levy, and I just remember like standing up and grabbing her in my back and walking waddling to the toilets, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, shh. Gets into the toilets, and then I'm like, look, and I mean it was huge, like you could see my full bum. So luckily it was with a few people that we worked with, so one of the guys, he had like one of those shirts, one of those old ones, and she came back in with it, so I just tied it round me and I went out and finished the rest of my night.
Oh my god, you sure you get a wee breeze.
See the feeling though when something rips like that?
And I bet you if you...
Oh. Mayday, we have problems. Oh, Jesus, there. So it's definitely not worth squeezing yourself into any item of clothing, because
I couldn't even imagine that happening. I would be
I swear,
mortified.
I think because of the fact that I was drunk, I just was
don't
I couldn't stop laughing, and luckily there was somebody where, because I don't know what I would have done, like how I didn't have a jacket with me, so I'd have had to walk through the town to get a taxi with my butt out.
Oh, I know, like there's nothing else you can do. Years ago I had one part, I don't even know what I was doing, pyjamas, but I love oversized pyjamas, but all of them, it was constantly happening, kept ripping at the bum. And that's pyjamas, and I'm like,
I'm breaking too much wind.
No, I don't know what it was, but that's all it was my pyjamas. And normally I sleep like just one position. I had no idea what was happening. No idea. But no, I don't think I've ever had anything like that, like ripping outside.
Yeah.
No, but I have tried to squeeze into things, and it's when you sit down and you just feel it. You feel like the pressure. No,
it's not comfortable, it's not worth it, and you know what? It doesn't do you any justice. You're as well getting something that fits you, because you will look better than it.
It's your size. But you just wonder, how did they do it years ago? Like, see when it was like corsets and these dresses, how did they...
I couldn't have done it, I would have collapsed.
Like, see when I look at Bridgerton, I don't know if you've ever watched it, watching that and how like tight and just the struggle of breathing. Don't know how they done it. He's a good boy.
What has been your own struggles with like body image?
I'm not slim, but I've always been slimish. But ever since having the kids, I've got my hips, which I love because the curviness and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm a bit wary of them. That's something that I want to work on a bit. Not lose them completely, just get rid of the kind of love handles. Other than that, I've always been conscious of my teeth. Ever since somebody had made a comment on it, I've always been wary of that. And it's funny because the person who made the comment had their teeth done.
So they should know, like,
there's nothing like, my teeth are all in line, but they had really bad teeth. But to comment on somebody, so I think that's one thing we need to learn, like keep your own shitty comments to yourself. What else? Probably say the size of my nose was a concern. Not a concern, but I just, maybe if it was smaller, but then it makes me. And I wouldn't want to change it. I wouldn't want a tiny wee nose like everybody wants. And then my feet. Yeah, for the size